The city of Los Santos hummed like a giant electric guitar, its neon veins pulsing with anticipation. Every window, every alley, every rooftop seemed to vibrate with a restless energy, as if the city itself was waiting for something big to happen. The night was alive, ready for a power chord that would shatter the calm and send shockwaves through the streets. It was Friday night, August 1st, 2025. The kind of night when anything felt possible, and the city's heartbeat thumped in time with your own. The city glowed neon, buzzing with energy. Every street corner was a stage, every passing car a story in motion. Helicopters buzzed overhead, their searchlights slicing through the smog like blades, searching for trouble or maybe just trying to keep up with it. Down below, headlights and taillights flowed like a river, dreams made and broken in the concrete jungle. Each car carried a story, a secret, a destination. Tonight we were about to add our own chaos to the mix. We weren't the only ones with plans, but ours were the kind that could change everything. We stood on a rooftop, the city sprawling before us, our stage for the night. The skyline stretched out like a promise, daring us to make our mark. Our hearts pounded in our chests, adrenaline mixing with doubt. We were just four friends, but tonight we felt like outlaws on the edge of something legendary. The air was thick with ambition, exhaust, and the faint scent of tacos. Somewhere below, a street vendor called out, oblivious to the storm brewing above. This was our moment, our heist, our shot at legend. The plan? Simple. The target? Clear. The team? Questionable. But we had each other, and sometimes that's all you need. We'd spent weeks plotting, arguing, and laughing over every detail. Now, with the city as our witness, it was time to put everything on the line. There was a charge in the air, like the moment before a concert starts. The city seemed to hold its breath, waiting for the first note. We were four regular guys, about to do something extraordinary, or at least, try not to trip over our own feet. Our nerves were electric, our jokes a little too loud. The city was watching, waiting for its next big show. Somewhere out there, someone else was probably planning their own adventure. The stage was set, the band was ready, and the spotlight was ours. All we had to do was step into it and play our part. What could possibly go wrong? In a city like this, the answer was always everything. But for now, we were ready to make some noise. Meet the band. Leo, our mastermind, big ideas, zero organization. Sam, gear guy, brilliant with tools, forgetful as a goldfish. Mikey the driver can handle any car but sweats bullets under pressure. And me, the wild card, the front man, the chaos. We gathered at our spot ready to roll.
Operation Golden Fortune is a go. Sam, you got the masks?
I might have left them on the kitchen counter.
The one thing, Sam.
Wait, I have a backup.
He pulled out a single floppy clown mask.
We can share it. Take turns. Foolproof.
We are not sharing a clown mask to rob a bank, Sam.
Our so-called headquarters was Sam's dad's garage. A place that reeked of oil, stale pizza, and the kind of lost hope you only find in the aftermath of failed dreams. The walls were lined with half-finished projects, old posters, and the faint glow of city lights leaking through the grimy windows. It was the kind of place where plans didn't just go to die. They went to decompose, surrounded by the ghosts of 100 abandoned schemes. Leo wiped the whiteboard clean, erasing the last remnants of our previous disaster, and took a deep breath. He was ready for a new plan, or at least, he pretended to be.
Forget the masks. We go for shock and awe. No one expects us to just walk in. We'll be legends, not clowns. This is our moment to make history, or at least a good story.
We exchanged nervous glances, the kind that said, "Are we really doing this?" This sounded even worse than the clown mask idea, and that was saying something. The air was thick with anxiety and the faint scent of pepperoni.
Sam, disable the cameras. We can't have any surprises. This is precision work, no room for mistakes. Mikey, keep the car running. I'll handle the vault. You, crowd control. Everyone's got a job, and we stick to it no matter what.
Leo, is that the bank or the pizzeria floor plan you drew last night? Because I'm seeing a lot of pizza ovens and not a lot of vaults.
Leo froze, marker in hand, eyes wide. He'd spent hours planning a pizza heist by mistake. The realization hit him, and us, like a cold slice of leftover pizza.
Wait, we were going to steal pepperoni? Is that what all those circles are? I thought those were security cameras.
The layouts are similar. Both have a front counter and a back room. It's an easy mistake, right? Besides, who doesn't love pizza?
Nobody laughed. The rock opera of our heist was quickly turning into a sad ballad, the kind you play on a rainy night when your dreams are soggy and cold. We scrambled to salvage the plan, frantically searching the internet for anything that looked remotely like a bank blueprint. All we found were blurry, pixelated images that looked more like abstract art than architecture. Leo's redraw looked more like a plate of spaghetti than a bank. Lines crisscrossed everywhere, and nobody could tell where the vault ended and the kitchen began.
Forget the details. We improvise, adapt, and rock their world. If we can't follow the plan, we'll make it up as we go. That's what legends do, right?
We nodded, not out of confidence, but pure exhaustion. Our eyes were heavy, our spirits even heavier, but somehow we couldn't give up. Not yet. The plan was a disaster, stitched together with hope and caffeine, but the show had to go on. In that garage, surrounded by chaos, we decided to give it one last shot because sometimes the best stories are born from the worst plans. We screeched up to Los Santos National Bank. Mikey parked in a red zone right by a hydrant. We burst in like a rock band, full of confidence, zero coordination. I slid across the marble floor, striking a power pose.
Everybody be cool, this is a robbery.
The customers just stared. An old lady didn't even look up from her crossword. Leo handed out toy walkie-talkies. Sam's blared, "Are you ready for adventure?" The security guard, Gus, finally reached for the silent alarm. My crowd control failed. A kid pointed and laughed. "He looks like the noodle commercial guy." Sam tripped over the velvet rope, face-planting into a potted plant.
The money! In the bag!
Sir, do you have an account with us? I still need to see some ID.
The silent alarm chimed. "Please remain calm, assistance is on the way." The politest robbery ever.
Abort! Abort!
We scrambled out, empty-handed and humiliated. Mikey's car had a fresh parking ticket, S3 as Leo. "Drive, Mikey!" Tires squealed, sirens wailed, the great escape was on. Mikey weaved through traffic, up sidewalks, through a park, pigeons and picnickers scattering.
They're gaining on us.
A rookie cop chased us, swerving like he was in his own action movie. Sam started tossing things out the window. Chips, an old atlas, then a stack of pizza boxes. A pizza box hit a news helicopter, splattering cheese and pepperoni everywhere. The rookie cop, distracted, crashed into a giant inflatable donut. We escaped, not by skill, but by airborne pizza and a rookie's love for donuts. We cheered, high-fived, and celebrated our ridiculous victory. We were awesome. Speeding down the freeway, adrenaline faded, replaced by a nagging feeling. We replayed the escape, laughing, until Leo went silent, staring at the duffel bag.
Guys, the bag.
We all stared. It looked suspiciously light.
Wait, you slammed the bag on the counter, then the alarm, then we ran.
We never actually put the money in the bag, did we?
We went through all that. For nothing?
The realization hit us like a ton of bricks. We'd planned a pizza heist, failed to rob a bank, and forgot the money. The car fell silent.
So I risked another parking ticket. For an empty bag.
We weren't masterminds. We weren't even competent amateurs. We'd pulled off the world's first $0 bank robbery. The legendary heist of Los Santos was now the city's biggest joke. All that chaos, all for a bag full of air. We pulled over by the canals, needing to process our failure. Leo unzipped the duffel bag, hoping for a miracle. It wasn't empty, but it wasn't cash. The bag was stuffed with plush toys, bears, kittens, blue whales. On top, a squirrel plushie holding an acorn, tag reading, "Congrats on your first savings account."
Oh man, this is my sister's bag. She's a kindergarten teacher.
In his rush, Sam grabbed the wrong bag. We'd tried to rob a bank with a sack of stuffed animals. The squirrel plushie seemed to mock us. Silence. Then Mikey started to laugh, a deep, uncontrollable belly laugh. Soon, we all joined in, tears streaming down our faces. We were the worst criminals in the world. And in that moment, it was the funniest thing we'd ever known. Sometimes, failure is the best punchline. Our laughter faded as two cops appeared, the rookie from the chase and a weary sergeant.
Well, well, the pizza copter bandits take a break.
The plushie bag sat open between us, no point running. The rookie eyed the bag, hand on his sidearm.
Careful, Sarge, could be a trap.
The sergeant nudged the bag, plush kittens tumbled out.
Are those fluffy kitties?
The sergeant picked up the squirrel, sighed and grinned.
So, you tried to rob a bank, forgot the money, led us on a pizza-fueled chase, and your big score is a bag of toys?
Both officers burst out laughing.
In 20 years, this is the dumbest thing I've seen. Congratulations, you're legends.
We were cuffed, but it was the most relaxed arrest ever. The show was over, but our legend was just beginning. The story didn't end in jail. In fact, it ended with a lot more laughter than we ever expected. After all the chaos, the four of us stumbled out of the courthouse, blinking in the golden light, feeling like we'd just survived the world's weirdest adventure. The judge, clearly amused by the plushie heist, let us off with a fine and a warning. She even cracked a smile as she told us to keep our plushie pursuits legal from now on. We couldn't help but laugh, relieved and a little bit proud of our ridiculous reputation. Days later we found ourselves perched on Mikey's old car, watching the sun dip behind the Los Santos skyline. The city stretched out before us, bathed in orange and pink, as if it was winking at us for our mischief. The city sparkled below, full of new possibilities, and hopefully fewer bad ideas. But as we sat there, we couldn't help but wonder what other adventures might be waiting for us in those glowing streets. We shared greasy slices of pizza, the kind that drips down your hand, and laughed at every ridiculous moment of our failed heist. Every bite tasted like freedom and friendship. Sam, never one to let a joke die, reenacted his infamous velvet rope trip, complete with dramatic flailing and a mock gasp that had us all in stitches. Mikey mimed the rookie cop's donut crash, turning a simple snack into slapstick comedy. We nearly choked on our pizza from laughing so hard. Leo, grinning ear to ear, held up the squirrel plushie, now proudly perched on his dashboard as our unofficial mascot. It was a trophy, not of success, but of spirit. We didn't get rich or famous. There were no headlines, no viral videos, just us and our memories. But we got a story. A wild, hilarious story that we'd tell for years. Sometimes that's worth more than any treasure. Sometimes the best adventures are the ones that go spectacularly wrong. The kind you remember not for the outcome, but for the chaos and the company. It wasn't about the money, it was about the journey, the friendship, and the laughter that echoed long after the sun went down.
So what are we doing next weekend? Because honestly, I don't think we're done making memories just yet.
I've been thinking about the city aquarium. Imagine the possibilities. So many shiny things, so many fishy witnesses. Lots of shiny rocks in those tanks. Maybe we should bring snorkels next time.
We all groaned but smiled, already imagining the next chapter of our misadventures. Some things never change. The band would be back for an encore. Our story wasn't over. It was just getting a new verse. The legend of the plushie heist would live on, growing wilder and funnier every time we told it. And as the city lights flickered on, we knew we'd always have each other, and a lifetime of stories to come.